Hey everyone, hope you're all doing well. Hope you're enjoying what you're reading. I hope you're enjoying the holiday season. Hope you're enjoying time with family and friends. I don't know when you're viewing this, but if you're doing it during the holiday season in 2025, happy holidays. I know some people might get down my throat, but remember there are many different holidays during this period. So yeah, happy holidays. Today's book, as you can tell, is called The Things We Cannot Say by Kelly Rimmer. Book came out in 2018, or is it 2019? 2019, I believe. So just before COVID. Yay! And yeah, I know, it's kind of strange. Um, Now, there are some Polish names that I'm going to have to pronounce. So if you are Polish or you have a Polish background, please do not litter my comment section with pronunciations. I do not know Polish. I may have Polish ancestors, but I do not know any Polish. I have a Russian Mennonite extraction. And no, I don't know any Yellow German, so don't even ask about that. My family did not speak German at home. We spoke English. I live in an English-speaking country. Even if I spoke a bit of Low German, then I only know just a smattering. Maybe Plattdeutsch is the only word I probably know. Anyways, I will read the back, give you my review and thoughts, and I will go from there. In 1942, Europe remained in the relentless grip of war. Just beyond the tents of the Russian refugee camp she calls home, a young woman speaks her wedding vows. It is a decision that will alter her destiny, and it's a lie that will remain buried until the next century. Intriguing. Since she was 9 years old, Elena, I think that's pronounced Zayak, I think that's how I pronounce that, Dziak, knew she would marry her best friend Thomas. Now 15 and engaged, Elena is unconcerned by reports of Nazi soldiers at the Polish border, believing her neighbors that they pose no real threat, and dreams instead of the day Tomasz returns from college in Warsaw so they can be married. But little by little, injustice by brutal injustice, the Nazi occupation takes hold, and Elena's tiny rural village, its families, and are divided by fear and hate. Then, as the fabric of their lives is slowly picked apart, Thomas disappears. Where Elena used to measure time between visits from her beloved, she now measures the spaces between hope and despair, waiting for word from Thomas and awaiting the attentions of the soldiers who patrol her parents' farm. But for now, even deafening silence is preferable to grief. Slipping between Nazi-occupied Poland and the frenetic pace of modern life, Kelly Rimmer creates an emotional and finely wrought narrative that weaves together two women's stories into a tapestry of perseverance, loyalty, love, and honor. The Things We Cannot Say is an unshakable reminder of the devastation when truth is silenced and how it can take a lifetime to find our voice before we learn to trust it. I gave this book a 4. I thought for the most part it was a decent read. There were long stretches in the book where I did not see the connection between the two characters. Elena, and Alice. I won't say when you find it because I think that would be relegated into spoiler territory unless you've read it. But it takes place during World War II and the present day. So, and I would say for this book at least, the most of the story probably takes place during World War II. At least the most crucial parts of the story take place during that time period. Yes, the crucial, and it's interwoven. It's all a fabric of the other main character, Alice, who is, I know they don't mention it on the back. I wish they did. I wish they would give a bit more. Yeah, and it really is a good book. I really liked it. I did have my frustrations with this book, because my frustrations with the book were that it didn't move. She didn't move the plot along a little more as I would have probably liked. I'm not saying it's a bad book. With that for you should tell you why. But I'm just saying that, you know, it's a very good and compelling read. I would not say it's not. I would say, even though the front of my cover says, "For fans of the Nightingale and Lilac Girls will adore," I will say this: the things we cannot say. I did not adore this book. I adored the Lilac Girls and the Nightingale. But I found this to be a bit, I don't know, it's hard to say. Yeah, I really wish. It's a very propulsive story. And definitely the plot for this story is very propulsive, and you want to find out what the actual truth is. By the end, you're like, I want to know. Like, how are these two stories connected? And I found, at least for at least good, I would say almost half of the book, it felt very, it took me a while to get through it. Mind you, I had other books on my hand and reading it. But, you know, by the time I did finish a good chunk of it yesterday. So, I mean, it had to have been somewhat propulsive. And it read, I guess, kind of fast in some places. But it kind of felt like sometimes the author just stayed in one place maybe a little too long. Now, I'm not saying that if you as a reader enjoy World War II, you might enjoy this. I'm just saying, just be prepared. Sometimes, like, this is what I'm saying. But, you know, for all things being equal, I mean, the character that I really found the most interesting probably was Alice, the other character in the book, the other main character. I would say the co-main character, because she does tend to eat up a lot of the time. But, you know, in its own way, I really did like her story. I did like this story. And I liked, at the end of this book, I really liked the fact that the author provided a bunch of photos of her ancestors, of her, and the place that she was talking about, and also the home that she is referring to. And interestingly enough, it was Kelly Rimmer's, I believe, maternal grandparents who came from Poland to Australia post World War II, and and the house that you see that is mentioned in this book, that farmhouse, is the one that is referred to here. So, and I really like that. I really did like that she included these photos. And she included this town square, the town, and her family is actually from that town that is mentioned in the book. I don't even know how to say it. All I do know is that the town is very close to Auschwitz, Birkenau. So that is mentioned. Anyways, that was The Things We Cannot Say by Kelly Rimmer. I gave it a 4 out of 5. Very enjoyable in its way. I'm not saying the topic is enjoyable. I'm just saying she made it a very highly entertaining read that made me want to finish it. I was intrigued what the secret was. When you find out the secret, it's kind of interesting how things come full circle in a way. And I'll just say that about the book. That was The Things We Cannot Say by Kelly Rimmer. I look forward to talking to you soon, and bye for now.